I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Worldwide Technology Raceway, the artist formerly known as Gateway. For tonight, the TNT Shock Series for the PM18s will wrap up their 2021 Season 4 action. This one is going to be a blast. Pack racing in open wheel cars and a three-way championship battle is on the line. West Shire currently leads the point standings. But before we talk about it totally in depth here, we got to talk about what went on last week at Richmond Raceway. Jason Owens getting the win by almost 3 seconds over West Shire and Kevin Smalley. Everybody else finishing one or more laps down has set up an absolutely fantastic duel for the points championship. West Shire sitting on 270 points. Kevin Smalley at 241. Jason Owens at 236. If West Shire finishes 12th or better tonight, he wins the championship outright. Jason Owens is going to need some help. He needs to score maximum points, plus he needs to finish, West needs to finish 13th or lower. If Kevin Smalley goes maximum points, West needs to finish 15th or lower. All in all, this is going to be a very tight battle. We saw West Shire have an issue at the season finale for the TNT Bolt Series, and it's definitely something that we're going to have to keep an eye on over the course of the race tonight. The other big one that's going to come into play here is pit strategies. The math is saying anywhere from 27 to 35 laps on a tank of fuel. Where that gets interesting is that this race is likely, if it goes green from start to finish, we're looking at about an 86 lap race. You're going to have to get some help here in terms of the caution flags. Not only the number, but the timing of them as well, if you want to try to do this race on one stop. You get a bunch of cautions early on, it definitely brings the one-stop strategy into play. However, if we get anything that resembles a 15 or 20 lap run early in this race, the two-stop strategy is likely to be the way to go. You're going to have to commit very early on to total fuel saving the entire race to try to make that one-stop strategy work. We'll keep an eye on all of that one for you because this is not a lap length race. 45 minutes is the distance for this one, and that's where the cautions really start to come into play, is that you don't have a finite end of the race number. As we follow along with points leader West Shire, and he is quickest in practice at a 31.189 second lap. Got to go all the way back to 6th place J.W. Miller to find a quarter of a second. How about 12th place Ben Carswell before you find a half second at the front of this field? With the exception of 16th place Tyler Ziegler, everybody in the field is within 2/3 of a second of West Shire's quick time. This one is going to be fun for sure, and this is what we can expect to see a lot of tonight. A lot of pack racing coming up here at Gateway. You saw it in the official series. The draft is incredibly important. Making the car work on the inside and on the outside of the racetrack going to be equally as important. You can be great along the bottom side of the racetrack. The problem is if your car can't handle up high, you are going to be a sitting duck if somebody sticks their nose inside of you. Your 3 championship contenders currently sit 1, 2, 3 in the practice standings. West Shire, Jason Owens, and Kevin Smalley. James Watson, Dave Sparks will complete the top 5 as Jason Owens having a bit of a hard time getting that car woed up. Practicing the pit entry is going to be a pretty big deal here tonight. Kevin Smalley running just ahead of Dave Sparks on the racetrack right now. You're going to get a big fat toe in these cars, and we saw a lot of speed in the PM18 Officials Series race earlier this season. And it really boiled down to the late race caution flags. A lot of racing action coming up this week as well. Still a lot more to go after we finish up here this evening. The Grid Rival Ezra IndyCar Series taking on the Iowa Speedway. That one is always a blast, watching the IndyCars rip around that 7/8 mile oval. And the Indy Pro 2000 Championship will wind up their season on Thursday night, 9:15 scheduled broadcast time as qualification is going to get underway here. That series heading off to Road America. Man, this one's going to be a ton of fun to watch this week. A lot of great racing action to round out the week. And tomorrow night, the TNT Special Events race for the month of November. Yes, we know it'll be December 1st, but don't see. Oh, here we go. Here's Kevin Smalley starting to try to get a little bit of heat in those tires. Let's pick up James Watson as he is out on the racetrack right now, setting his first of 2 qualification laps. First lap for Watson is on the board, and it's a pretty good one, 31.87 seconds. 31.868 the lap time for James Watson. Daniel Smith at a 32 flat, J.W. Miller at a 32.2. New quick time, top of the board, Simon Fell, 31.665. Watson goes quicker first half of the racetrack, but J.W. Miller on a big time heater as well. Quick second sector. Watson does not improve. J.W. Miller across the line to complete lap number 2. He goes top of the board, 31.655. 1/100th of a second separating those cars. Stephen Thompson completing his run. New quick time, top of the board, Simon Fell, 31.551. Kevin Smalley working his second lap. Smalley going to be 5th quick. Dave Sparks moves up to the 7th position, right behind James Watson. Alex Teeter, Nagisa Yashikawa, Dave Sparks, all on the racetrack setting laps as well. Jason Owens just getting up to speed. Same for Wes Shire. Lap number 2 for Kevin Smalley. No quick time, 31.540. 31.540 seconds. These guys are hauling the mail here around Worldwide Technology Raceway. Stephen Thompson jumps up to 4th quick at a 31.710. See what Wes Shire is going to be able to do down the back straightaway. Good first half for the racetrack. See what the second half's going to look like. Off at turn number 4. Wes Shire going to be 4th quick. Jason Owens drops Shire down to 5th with a 3rd quick lap time of 31.575. Pick up Jason Owens as he makes his way down the backstretch. Oh, we're going right back to Wes Shire. He goes purple sector 1. See what Wes can do at the second half of the racetrack. Off at turn number 4. Car looks good. Pinches it down to the inside. What's the lap time? No quick time. 31.426. Jason Owens goes faster. 31.372 seconds. What a drive out of Jason Owens. My goodness. How about 0.2 of a second separating 1st through 4th on the lap charts right now? You got to go back to 10th place, Nagisa Yashikawa, to find a 1/4 of a second. Ben Carswell coming around. He's going to put lap number 1 on the board. He will go up to 11th quick at a 31.853. J.W. Miller finishes his run 5th quick, 31.655, the lap time for J.W. Miller. And Ben Carswell will be the final car to complete his qualification run. Don't go anywhere at the end of the show, by the way. Don't want to miss a pretty big announcement coming from Jason Owens and the staff of the TNT Promotions Group. Carswell jumps up to 9th quick. Good lap time for Ben Carswell there. But the field is set for the final race of the TNT Shock Series season. Let's get you tonight's starting grid as everybody's going to get the fuel lined up in their race cars and get ready to go. 16 cars will make up the starting grid here this evening. Jason Owens and Wes Shire, separated by 54 thousandths of a second, will occupy the front row. 3rd place in the championship is 3rd place on the grid. Kevin Smalley lining up alongside Simon Fell. J.W. Miller, Stephen C. Thompson on row number 3. Dave Sparks and Daniel Smith on row number 4. Ben Carswell and James Watson will occupy the 5th row, while Nagisa Yashikawa and Alex Teeter will line up on row number 6. Check out the number under the 47 of Alex Teeter. He's a half second behind your pole time. Just absolute insanity how tight this field is. Jeff Pete and Mike McConville, a little bit slower off the pace there in row number 7. Tyler Ziegler and Bill Walker on row number 8. Just waiting for Jason Owens. Field's going to roll off, and they will only get one pace lap as this is a track over 1 mile in length. Wes Shire and Kevin Smalley will be on the front row for this one. Jason Owens missed the start. Not sure what happened here, but Jason Owens has missed the start of this race. Kevin Smalley and Wes Shire are going to make up the front row. 45 minutes the distance on this one. Expected to be about 86 laps. We cannot wait. The final race of 2021 Season 4 for the TNT Series is about to go green. And the start of this one, race fans, is going to be all yours. Call it shenanigans, chicanery, or whatever else. Jason Owens electing to start this race from the pits. Kevin Smalley leads Wes Shire. Ben Carswell was 3 wide with Stephen Thompson and Nagisa Yoshikawa. Just ahead of him going to be Dave Sparks in the 00. Here comes Thompson down to the inside of Carswell. Battle for the race lead is tight as well. Jason Owens, I'm seeing him scored well behind your race leaders. Let's see how this is all going to shake out here. Things staying tight at the front. A little bit further back, Daniel Smith, Nagisa Yoshikawa side by side. Smith on the outside of the racetrack. Yoshikawa down to the inside. Smith, the dominant driver on road courses here. Not the same on the oval side of things. Carswell and Sparks side by side into 3. James Watson able to hold off Alex Teeter a little bit further back. Good action thus far in this one as we are 4 laps complete, 2 minutes, 15 seconds into this 45-minute feature. Kevin Smalley holding on to the race lead over Wes Shire. Simon Fell, J.W. Miller. That top 4 all staying together. Man, the action is hot and heavy back in the pack, though. Yoshikawa inside of Daniel Smith. Jeff Pete, James Watson also going to be side by side. Pete down to the inside trying to bring Alex Teeter with him. Oh, buddy. A little bit close there off of turn number 2. Teeter going to be able to clear Mike McConville. How about the 06 William Rast colors? Great Dan Weldon throwback on Mike McConville's car tonight. That's going to get you some close-up airtime there, Michael Walt. Job well done. Everybody's single file to this point. Oh, man, Jeff Pete really got tight up on the back. That's going to drop him back with Stephen Thompson and Tyler Ziegler. Jason Owens running at the back of this pack. Just entering turn number 3 while your race leaders are at the start-finish line. Jason Owens is on the full fuel save strategy. He elected to start from the pit lane so he wouldn't burn the fuel doing the pace lap. Yashikawa, Sparks, and Watson battling deeper in the pack. James Watson able to make that car work a little bit higher on the outside. That'll save the tires a little bit as well. Hearing that a tire change is very, very likely, especially if you're going to do this as a one-stop race. You're going to have to change tires at some point. Hearing anywhere from 20 to 25% wear after a full fuel run. Now 5 minutes and 10 laps into this race. Kevin Smalley holding on to the lead over Wes Shire. James Watson moving to the outside of Daniel Smith down the back stretch. He'll get a little bit of a drafting shove from Nagisa Yashikawa. Pace laps at 150 mile an hour here for the PM18s. Oh, one car goes around hard into the outside wall. I believe that's Dave Sparks. And it is. Sparks quickly takes the tow back into the pit area. Get you a look here on the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Oh, man, he got a bunch of help from Ben Carswell. Big time chrome horn there. Now is the field going to cycle back around behind the iRacing safety car? Here at lap number 12, the pit window is open. Well, at least it's very close to being open. I'll say it that way. That's if you're on the two-stop strategy. Wes Shire, Kevin Smalley electing to stay out on the racetrack. A lot of cars making their way down the pit lane, led by Simon Fell. And we'll follow the pit stops here. Looks like Jason Owens is coming down pit lane as well. If he's going full fuel save mode, that may be all he needs to get to the finish. On the restart, it'll be Kevin Smalley, Wes Shire, J.W. Miller, Alex Teeter, Tyler Ziegler, your top five. Simon Fell going to lead the parade off of pit lane. Nagisa Yashikawa, James Watson, Daniel Smith, Mike McConville follow him out to complete the top 10. Pit stop delta time looking to be right about 38 seconds or so. However, what that does not take into account is the possibility of pitting under green. If you have to make a green flag pit stop at this point, your race is going to be in very, very big trouble. See if we can't sneak in a very quick word here with Jason Owens. Jason, I thought you had an issue of some sort. Turns out you're just trying to skunk the field starting from pit lane.
I wish I could say that's what it was. I did have an issue, but it was a wetware interface failure. It was a PEBCAC, if you catch my drift there. I was screwing around with my wings at the last minute, trying to get them just right for traffic and missed the start. So that's all on the idiot in the chair here.
Well, at this point now, I would imagine you're kind of playing the big full strategy game here as we get ready to go back to green.
Yeah, a bit. I wanted to stay out front and try and lead the most laps and get as many points as possible. So, I don't know, man. We've got at least the top 5 didn't pit. I'm kind of worried about Tyler. Nothing with him, but just on colder tires on this restart, some guys are going to try and jump him. So hopefully things get through clean when we go green here.
All right, Jason, thank you very much. We appreciate it there, brother. And Tyler Ziegler, a name that is not all that familiar to some of our fans here. Tyler running the DeWeather Center colors on that number 2 tonight. Kevin Smalley brings the field down very slowly. He goes full Colton Hurd on that one. He'll have a 3-4 car length lead by the start-finish line. But the fight is going to be on behind him. Nice job by Ziegler, able to hold off some of these cars on fresher tires. First group of cars coming in at lap number 12. The rest of the race leaders do not. Simon Fell having the peak inside the 2. Ziegler able to hold on to the outside. Fell has to fall back in line. Jason Owens battling Daniel Smith. This is the fight for the 9th position. As we are down to 34.5 minutes remaining in this one. Fell getting around Ziegler, as does Nagisa Yoshikawa. So Tyler Ziegler going to fall back to the 7th position. This fight between Jason Owens and Daniel Smith will continue down the front straightaway. Race leaders have opened up a pretty decent gap here. Top 2 absolutely checking out on the rest of the field. Kevin Smalley and Wes Shire running a full second ahead of J.W. Miller right now. That's a little bit surprising to see at a racetrack where the draft is so incredibly important. Jason Owens going to go to work on James Watson down the back straightaway. Not often that you hear a mistake like that out of Jason Owens. But quite frankly, we could say the same thing tonight. James Curtis and Wes Shire having their issue in the Bolt Series race. Kevin Smalley continues to lead as Jason Owens has the look inside of James Watson. Tucks back in line. You wonder if Watson might be a little bit quicker than Ziegler, but Watson's car seems to work better, about a half a car width off the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to have to get this pass made sooner. He's going to have Jason Owens up his rear wing. Oh, Ziegler hard into the outside wall. That will bring out the caution flag. And Daniel Smith caught up in that one as well. Monster hit there. Take a look here at the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay. Absolutely nothing that Daniel Smith could do. His bad luck continues. On the ovals this season in the TNT Shock Series. Oh, man, Watson gave him a big old hip check. A lot of right side romance there out of James Watson. Try to look from a little bit different angle here. I mean, there you saw it. It was big-time contact and nowhere for Daniel Smith to go. Tough break. That will bring out caution flag number 2, and it's going to bring at least the top 4 down pit lane. quite frankly, it's going to bring almost everybody down pit lane, with the exception of Simon Feld, Nagisa Yoshikawa, and Ben Carswell. They will stick to the strategy here of stopping at lap number 12. I don't think you could make it the rest of the way. Everybody else hitting pit road for the possibly second time at lap number 21. James Watson with a lightning quick stop. He is able to get out ahead of Kevin Smalley. Same for Jason Owens. They were in on the last caution, so they were able to take a little bit less fuel this time. Yeah, Dave Sparks' comment says it all here. Doing it in one emoji. Yeah, banged up, beat up. What a tough break. Not the way Dave wanted to. Or excuse me, that was Daniel Smith that had the issue, but Dave Sparks also getting a lot of this action as well. So it looks like Daniel Smith, Tyler Ziegler, and Dave Sparks will all be out of the race. Taking a look at where that sits, everything in the championship considerations. Championship implications, to use the meme. Westshire very, very close to clinching this championship. All he has to do is finish 12th or better. At this point in the race, Shire can finish no worse than 13th. So very, very close to claiming his second TNT Series championship is Westshire. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Simon Fell will lead Nagisa Yoshikawa, Ben Carswell, Kevin Smalley, and Jason Owens to the green flag. Clean restart throughout the field. Everybody gets away single file. First real battle on the racetrack. Kevin Smalley, Jason Owens. Owens looking to the inside of Smalley. He tucks back in line down the straightaway. A little bit further back, Alex Teeter trying to work to the outside of Mike McConville. McConville slams the door on corner entry. Here comes Teeter looking back to the inside. J.W. Miller right there as well. Teeter might try to go 2 for 1. 3 wide off the corner. Oh, man, they almost made contact. That was tight. Pretty rapidly approaching the halfway point here. And Simon Fell holding on to the race lead over Nagisa Yoshikawa. Ben Carswell doing a nice job of holding on for the 3rd position. Carswell having to look to the outside, trying to do it the hard way around Yoshikawa. Nice crossover move by Carswell down to the inside. May not have the momentum to get it done. He has to stay down to the inside as Jason Owens is going to fill that hole on the outside of the racetrack. Caution flag is out. Yellow on the speedway. Trouble for J.W. Miller as we are at the 20-minute mark. See what happened here, battling with Mike McConville. Oh, man, car just stepped out. Wow. What a piece of driving by Stephen Thompson to get clear of that spinning car of J.W. Miller. I don't think he hit anything that hard. But it will put us under the caution flag for the 3rd time here this evening. Seeing James Watson also having an issue here. Not sure what happened. Take a look here. See if we can see what happened to James. Oh, man. He just flat disappeared. That answers that question as race leaders going to make their way down pit road. Simon Fell stays on the racetrack. Nagisa Yoshikawa, Ben Carswell, Kevin Smalley, Wes Shire, Mike McConville, and a host of others coming down into the pit area. Simon Fell, Jason Owens, Bill Walker stay out on the racetrack. Oh, Teeter overshoots the pit box. That's going to cost him a budge. Carswell will lead the train off of pit lane, followed by Yoshikawa, McConville, and Shire. Kevin Smalley, a very slow stop. 13.55 seconds. You wonder if that wasn't a tire change for Kevin Smalley or a little bit of required damage repair. But now it looks like with James Watson out of the race, Wes Shire can finish no worse than 12th, which is exactly where he needed to finish tonight to clinch his 2nd TNT Series championship. Bill Walker making his way down the pit lane. He elects to make another stop here under the caution. And we have just passed the halfway point in this race. Looking like we're right about 42 laps remaining. If the race runs green the rest of the way, I still don't think you can make it. The numbers we were given were right anywhere 27 to 35 laps or so. We'll see if the lights go out on the iRacing safety car, this time by the start-finish line. And they do. So we will go back to racing here with a little under 21 minutes remaining. Actually, 21 minutes on the clock right now. And we're seeing 41 laps to go. A little bit of strategery here for Kevin Smalley. He elects to come down pit road. And if there's anybody that could make this work on fuel mileage, it's going to be Kevin Smalley. He has been absolutely spectacular for the last 2 or 3 seasons of TNT Shock Series racing at saving fuel on the ovals. Green flag goes back in the air. We are underway. 19 minutes, 55 seconds left in the TNT Shock Series season. Fell gets out to the good lead on Jason Owens. Bill Walker having an issue right after the green flag, and he has to come back into the pit area. How about the run tonight for Ben Carswell? Keeping that number 48 machine up towards the front of the field. Oh, man, big move by Jason Owens. That was a power move into turn 1 to take the lead. Looks like Bill Walker is going to be out of the race as well. That leaves us with 11 cars running on the racetrack. Fell having to look back inside of Owens into turn number 1, and don't look now, but here comes Ben Carswell. Oh, man, that was tight. Owens had to really slide up towards the outside of the racetrack to keep from making contact with Simon Fell. Carswell got a great run down the back straightaway. He may take second. Owens trying to break the draft down the front straightaway. 3 wide into turn number 1. Westshire wisely backs out of that one. Man, what a drive off the corner for Ben Carswell. Jason Owens can see these guys dogfighting. He's trying to break the draft. Carswell up to second. Now Westshire and Nagisa Yashikawa going to run side by side in the fight for third. Simon Fell back to the inside of Carswell into turn number 1. Tell you what, that 48 machine is absolutely shot out of a cannon off of turn 2. Westshire does not want any piece of this. He gets right to the back of the line. Behind Mike McConville, Nagisa Yashikawa, Simon Fell, and Ben Carswell. Kevin Smalley already back up to 7th, but he's leading that second pack of cars. And Jason Owens has a 1.1 second lead. Our math right now says they're going to be about 1.3 gallons short if this race goes green to the end of this one. Is Kevin Smalley doing enough fuel saving back there? that he may have a shot at making that fuel tank last the rest of this race. Wes Shire might be bump drafting Ben Carswell down the straightaway. Big old shove into turn number 1. Carswell and Shire clear Simon Fell. Big crossover move by Shire off the corner. Yashikawa looking inside of Simon Fell. 3 wide into turn number 1. Yashikawa, no lift there. Wow, that's a ballsy move into 1 with 15 minutes remaining. And Jason Owens has built the lead up to 1.8 seconds. Oh, and the caution comes out. Trouble on the racetrack, and it looks like it might be for Tyler Ziegler. It is. Ziegler gets loose off of turn number 2. And this changes everything. We are seeing 28 laps remaining. Everybody is going to come down pit road. The question now becomes, who may take tires? Well, and not everybody is coming down pit road. Kevin Smalley, Alex Teeter, and J.W. Miller elect to stay out on the racetrack. Oh, Wes Shire much quicker off of pit road, as is Ben Carswell. Jason Owens going to fall back a couple of spots here. Wes Shire going to win the race off of pit road. Ben Carswell will come off second. Jason Owens third. Nagisa Ashikawa, Mike McConville. But they're all going to restart in fourth position behind new race leader Kevin Smalley. See if we can't get a quick word here in with Kevin under the caution flag. And I tell you what, Kevin, we saw you come in at lap 31, and my first thought was the Scott Dixon fuel machine is back at it again. Do you think you have enough to make the end here?
Enough fuel, but not enough tire. I think that's going to make a difference. Though, as maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Just before you pulled me into the booth, Jason said, I think there's 8 strategies in the top 8. Apparently, some of those guys that were pitting only took fuel, so that gives me a fighting chance. But we'll see how it plays.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see for sure here. You're doing everything you possibly can here to try to win this championship, getting out front, leading laps. At this point, is that a consideration, or are you just absolutely going for the win here tonight?
I think it's Jason and I for P2 at this point with the number of people we've had with, there's another disconnection it looks like just happened. Seems like there's been a couple guys that have had internet problems, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, I think Wes only needed to finish in the top 10 in order to lock it up. So I think he's got it, but I think it's all for P2 in the championship between Jason and I.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck the rest of the way here. We'll see how the strategy is going to play out for you.
All right, thank you.
There you go. There's your race leader, Kevin Smalley. Looks like... yeah, Wes Shire just leaving a big old gap here. As I think Stephen Thompson may have had a disconnection issue. And lights are out on the safety car. We are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Tyler Ziegler looks like he will be officially out of the race. No, he's not. He's getting back out onto the racetrack here. Dave Sparks is also back on the racetrack. Stephen C. Thompson, I believe, may have had a connection issue because that car just automatically disappeared and got back to the pit area. We are getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. Right about 10 minutes remaining in the TNT Shock Series season. And it's all there between Kevin Smalley and Jason Owens for second in the championship. Green flag back in the air. We are underway once again. Alex Teeter going to be about 4 car lengths back as we get off to turn number 1. Wes Shire making the big look inside of J.W. Miller. He may try to go 2 for 1. Not able to get past Teeter. Miller fights back on the outside of the racetrack. Who's going to give Shire the drafting help? He has to tuck back in line. Shire and Ben Carswell now down to the inside of Teeter and J.W. Miller. They'll stay right in that formation. Shire able to tuck back in line. Carswell stays inside of Miller. What a run tonight for Ben Carswell. Looks like the night will be over for Mike McConville. Down to 9 cars on the lead lap. 12 remain running in this race. A couple of cars a handful of laps down. Nagisa Yashikawa making his way down pit road. Yashikawa pitting from the 8th position. Wes Shire to the inside of Teeter for second. Ben Carswell staying right in line with Teeter down the back straightaway. That may open up the door for Jason Owens. He got a great tow down the back stretch. Carswell throws the little half block. Owens way down to the inside. Big move into turn number 1. Owens going around Carswell. Shire and Carswell to the inside. Teeter and Owens up on the outside of the racetrack. J.W. Miller's got a great view of this battle just in front of him. Owens and Shire battling side by side down the back straightaway. This is the fight for second. Carswell going to go with Owens to the inside. And Kevin Smalley out to a 1.1 second lead. Alex Teeter almost making contact with J.W. Miller. That's going to force Miller up the racetrack. Jason Owens will have to finish ahead of Kevin Smalley in order to take second in the point standings. And right now, Smalley with a very solid lead, sitting right about 3/4 of a second ahead of this group. But the longer they run in line, the faster they're going to catch the 7 of Kevin Smalley. They are right there. Smalley's tires may be going away. West Shire easily down to the inside. He'll clear the 7. Jason Owens going to come right with him. Smalley tucks right up under the 16. Owens going to try to get the side draft into 1. Owens going to try to go 2 for 1. Battle for the race lead, hot and heavy. Jason Owens clears Kevin Smalley. May get some help from Ben Carswell. Owens looks inside of Shire for the lead. Less than 5 minutes remain, and we've got a 7-car fight for the race win. Owens and Shire continue to battle side by side. Carswell's got a great view of the battle. Let's go on board here with Ben Carswell. How about it? Hold up. 3 wide for the lead. Carswell not able to seal the deal on that one, but man, what a gutsy move to the inside of the racetrack. 3.5 minutes remaining. Jason Owens is your race leader. Kevin Smalley comes back around Carswell. He's right up on the back of West Shire. Carswell fighting side by side with Alex Teeter. He is not getting any help right now. Oh, man, 3 wide. What a pass by Ben Carswell. Where has this been all season? J.W. Miller going to have the look to the inside now. Carswell has... Oh, there's contact. Smalley hard into the outside wall. Bounced off of Ben Carswell. Caution flag is out with 2.5 minutes remaining. That may end this one under caution here. Take a look. Yeah, Carswell slid up the racetrack just a little bit. May have been spooked by J.W. Miller, but unfortunately looks like that may be the end of things for Kevin Smalley. He'll be able to limp that car back to the pit area. But as it sits right now with 1:45 left on the clock, it's going to be very, very tight if we go back to green flag racing. Jason Owens will finish ahead of Kevin Smalley. Which will end that battle for second in the points. Down to 60 seconds remaining here in the TNT Shock Series season, and what an outstanding year this has been. The two dominant drivers in terms of victories will not claim the championship this season. Wes Shire, 1 win in 12 weeks, but it will be 8 top 5s, 11 top 10 finishes, as the lights are still on the iRacing safety car, and that will likely be the end of this race, as we are down to the last 5 seconds remaining on the clock. What a year for Daniel Smith. In 8 weeks, 4 wins, 4 top 5s, only 5 top 10s though. Not able to parlay the strength on road courses into a season championship, but he will be tied for the series lead in wins. Jason Owens, so long as he doesn't have something crazy happen here, Jason Owens will claim his 4th win of the season. 7 top 5s, 9 top 10 finishes this year for Jason Owens. Down over the start-finish line. Checkered flags are in the air. Jason Owens gets the win, and Wes Shire wins the TNT Shock Series Championship. 2nd title of the season, fueled by Homestead Coffee. Fireworks going off all around the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Jason Owens going to burn them down in turn number 3. And a well-deserved party at the front stretch start-finish line for your champion, Wes Shire. And in the most TNT finish to the burnouts ever, somebody absolutely drills them. Oh, there comes Alex Teeter through as well. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's get you your race results here for tonight's finale at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Jason Owens gets the win under caution over Wes Shire. Alex Teeter will round out your podium. J.W. Miller and Ben Carswell complete the top 5. 6 through 10 will be Simon Fell, Jeff Pete, Nagisa Yoshikawa, Stephen Thompson, and Kevin Smalley. Dave Sparks, Tyler Ziegler, Mike McConville, Bill Walker, James Watson, and Daniel Smith will round out the field here this evening. And little bit unfortunate end there for Kevin Smalley, but what a fantastic race all the way around. We'll start things here with go back and get the replay queued up here for you so everything looks all purty. And we'll start our Victory Lane interviews here tonight with Alex Teeter. Tell you what, Alex, you really ran a very good race tonight. Strategy seemed to play a little bit in your favor as well. How did you make it the fuel last from lap 29 to the end of that one?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a risk there at the end, trying to skip that one pit stop, but I had a more traffic focused set, higher downforce, so I was able to do a little bit more lifting. I think that bailed me out there at the end.
All in all, not a bad way to wrap up the season. Likely to finish, looks like maybe as high as 7th in points here. Not a bad run for your first season with the TNT Shock Series.
Yeah, top 10 was my goal, and I thought I was going to do a little better than that when I started with the pole, but I'm just happy to get at least one podium.
Yeah, very nice season for you. You got the 47 early in the year, stealing that one from Kevin Smalley in the TNT number shootout. Hopefully we're going to get to see you back here for TNT Shock 2022 Season 1.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely be back.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. Let's make sure we get all your sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you go.
Big shout out to Alabama Sunshine. They don't know I'm running their livery, but if they did, they'd probably be pretty happy.
Yes, I would agree with that one. Thank you very much, Alex. We appreciate it. Bring in our, let's see. We'll bring in our race winner tonight. Next up, Mr. Jason Owens. You pick up a race win, tie for the series lead with your 4th win of the season, and you're going to secure 2nd in the points. Not a bad night. We'll see when Jason remembers to hit the button. Jason, are you with us? All right, well, we'll come back to Jason once he gets his stuff figured out here. Let's talk to our season champion. Congratulations, your 2nd TNT Shock Series title, your 2nd title of the Rock Block. Man, congratulations, brother. What a fantastic season for that number 16.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 on the season, 2 out of 3 on Shock. I'll take it. It's been a pretty good season, pretty good year.
Yeah, you know what? It was very consistent. Looking at the numbers here, 12 weeks, only 1 win, but 8 top 5s, 11 top 10 finishes. That really shows you that the consistency is key in this one. You can win a lot of races, but you can't make mistakes in this series.
Yep, and it's definitely something I focus on. It's just minimizing mistakes and yeah, pushing a little too hard for that Bolt Championship cost me that. But yeah, overall the Shock Series here, I'm a little surprised I only had the win at Milwaukee, but yeah, it's I'll take it. It works.
You know what? The other real big strength he had this season was picking up the bonus points. With the way they give them out here in this series, it's a little bit, it's not convoluted to figure out, but it does require a little bit of thought process here. You get them for the poles, you get them for leading the most laps, but you also get them for things like positions gained and fastest laps, leading a lap. That really came into play in this one because you're going to be sitting on 20-plus bonus points. Kevin is going to have 10 or 11. Jason's going to have 10 or 11. That really is the big gap there that separated you from those two.
Yeah, just all about finding every little advantage here. You really need to. It's the quality of drivers and just the raw speed. It's definitely not an easy series to win.
It's been a ton of fun to watch you. Let's talk about the race tonight here. The car looked very good. You were able to lead. You were able to work well in traffic. It seemed like that setup worked. I heard you mention in the pre-race, were you trying to over perfect the setup. What did you eventually settle on, and how do you think that played into things tonight?
Yeah, I just rolled back to the setup I was familiar with. I thought I might have had something for a little bit better late speed or late run, and in particular late race speed. I decided, I only have like 10 laps of testing on this. I'm not going to bother running that, so just went back to what was familiar and what picked me up a couple of wins in officials here in the same rough track and weather and combination. So, yeah, just go with what I know, and yeah, worked out.
Well, it was a ton of fun to watch you tonight. Congratulations. Get yourself a nice big old pot of Homestead coffee you brewed there and chug that one down to celebrate. And let's get all the sponsor plugs and thank yous in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, got to thank you for broadcasting. Got to thank Jason putting everything together. Huge shout out to Homestead Coffee. It very much powered the season. There's no way I could have done it without them. And yeah, really, really recommend their coffee. And of course, shout out to my other self on YouTube. Tales from Rukon Friday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A little bit of live D&D.
Well, by the way, catch the show. Check it out. Search it on YouTube. Tales from Rukon. It's a very fun watch. I'm not a big D&D guy myself, but the storytelling is very, very cool. And Wes, once again, congratulations. Thank you very much for checking in with us.
Yeah, hope to be back here more consistently and a little more frequently next season.
Yeah, well, you were up there a ton this season, that is for sure. Let's see if we can get our race winner now, Jason Owens. Jason, are you with us? Maybe. Jason Owens, Chris Graham in the NRN booth. Do you have a copy on us?
How about now? Can you hear me now, Chris?
Now we got you. What's going on, brother?
I don't know. Like I lost USB connection on my wheel there for a bit. So it's been a night. It was an adventurous night in the sim rig here tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like it. You missed the start for this one. Ultimately, a little bit of strategy, making the pit calls the right way, got yourself up to the front. That Extra Life number 87 and Riley Children's Foundation, that car looked pretty darn spectacular all night, whether it was leading or slicing its way through the field.
Yeah, just got to thank all the drivers here to come out for these races. I'm pretty stoked with what we announced today, where we're going to have 2 shock seasons in 2022. Can't wait to see all these guys come back, be in the 9 p.m. time slot. Hopefully get some more drivers go 2025 plus on a weekly basis. Love mixing it up with Wes. I was just chatting with him. I think I was hamstrung by my IRP in Milwaukee moments. Losing that front wing at IRP and then getting the drive-through penalty at Milwaukee really sunk my race points. I only lost the championship by 20, and those 2 results were it. So that's rough, but kind of funny. We're back here again at the end of this season, with Wes winning the championship and me winning the race. So a little closer this season, but really happy all these drivers came out. Happy you're our broadcast partner, and happy we put the Extra Life Riley Children's Hospital car in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, one of the things I mentioned to Wes was the fact that the way the bonus points shook out here, that was a fairly hefty part of the difference here. Scoring 8 more bonus points, and ultimately that maybe takes one of those bad nights out of play.
Yep.
The consistency was just absolutely unreal out of that guy. You, however, had a great season. You picked up 4 wins, tying with Daniel Smith for this series lead. Most laps completed as well. I mean, all in all, just really a good season for that car.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed at all with the season. I'd like to be one step higher on the championship podium, but man, pretty darn close there, and really the top 4 from a points perspective. We're all within basically 2 races there, and Good race tonight, man. That was fun. There were some. I was so bummed to see that caution come out when I was running away from those guys dicing it up. I thought, oh man, here we go. Managed to get like a 2-second lead and knew they couldn't catch me because they were just gonna hand fight the rest of the way. And I thought, all right, this goes green. I've got this. And then the caution came out and we managed to make it work. So pretty happy for the race. Bummed for James Watson. He had a good car and then had that connection issue, which is rough. So overall, just want to say shout out to all these drivers. Want to say Tyler Ziegler's probably most improved on the season. Really appreciated Christian Jasper coming out some nights. Bill Walker, Nagisa, Mike, J-Dub, Simon Fell, Daniel for running away with the road championship, and obviously Kevin and Wes for taking the fight to us every night. So happy with everybody that came out, and looking forward to seeing everybody again in mid to late January.
Yeah, and the other part of that I was just going to mention to you was we had some different names up there tonight in this field. Alex Teeter being up towards the front. He had a good start to the season. Nice to see him running up front. I don't know where the hell Ben Carswell came from tonight, but that young man was absolutely outstanding. Jeff Pete finishing 7th. We're starting to see some different names here at the front of the TNT Shock Series.
I know. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's fun to win a lot, but I think it's healthiest for the league and best overall if we can get some more guys running up the front and get some more guys that adrenaline that is running these cars up front on ovals. So really happy to see that.
Yeah, I think a big part of that was Wes's contribution of sharing basically his entire setup library. A lot to work from there, whether you like a loose race car, a tight race car, a lot to play with, and that's the kind of community that this TNT League has built up.
Yeah, I just want to call that out, we're obviously an open setup league, but we have shared setup libraries, Wes's, which are more on the loose side, mine, which are more on the tight side, and we're happy to work on setup. The philosophy with everybody, we'd love to see and get a 25 plus, 25-30 on occasion in 2022 season 1 when we go back to racing. So if you're watching, listening at all, interested, come join the TNT Discord. It's discord.gg/TNT Racing. Check us out. We're a fun group of guys. We like to talk about pizza and race cars and iRacing. So I don't know, that's probably scaring half or like 82% of your listening audience off, but we're not bad.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're all kind of, if you're watching one of these shows, you're definitely in line with that one. You'd mentioned a little bit about the announcement that you put up in the Discord earlier tonight. Tell everybody that's watching what we're looking forward to for the 2022 season here for TNT.
Yeah, so we're reorganizing the calendar a little bit. We're getting more predictable. We're likely going to go into the 9 p.m. Eastern time slot. One show instead of this 3-hour rock block. We're just going to go one show, and it's going to vary a bit. Third Tuesday of every month will be TNT special events. Then on the oval weeks for PM18, we're going to add an extra oval SOF, and then we're going to run the other 2 weeks of every month on shock ovals and maybe mix in 1 or 2 rovals. So we're going to have a pretty sweet season. We're going to have a summer series of something in July and August and into September, and then we're going to run a fall-winter season of shock towards the end of 22. Super predictable schedule. Every Tuesday night, 9 p.m., different stuff. It's all right if you miss a couple nights here or there because we're going to cycle through a bunch of different stuff. So really excited to see some fresh blood and new drivers come out and join.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the November round. Yes, it's December 1st. Get over it. The November round of TNT special events coming up tomorrow night. Refresh my memory here. What are we driving and where?
So we're driving Skip Barber, Skippies, and Mazda MX-5s at Lime Rock Park into darkness. So the last 5 minutes or so will be pitch black of the race. And obviously the skippies don't have headlights, so at that point the skips will either have to run right behind or with an MX-5 or try and jump the light pools between the MX-5s as we go to the end of the race there. So that should be either idiotic or a lot of fun to watch, one of the two.
It sounds like a perfectly fantastic dumpster fire as we head into the next to last round of the TNT Special Events Series for 2021. All right, brother.
And then we're back. Got to plug this. We're back with the second annual Coke and a Smile in December, the week before Christmas.
Yes, well, the Beef and a Smile race.
True.
Yes.
You can't forget that.
Yes, the old, okay, to refresh people here, iRacing Super Speedway was actually, it's an almost perfect recreation of the old Coca-Cola Super Speedway from NASCAR 2003. The licensing stuff didn't work out, so they just called it iRacing Super Speedway. So since we're not having Coke and a Smile, we're going to have Beef and a Smile. Thanks to our friends at Baldwin Agriland and Aero Info. And hopefully we can get them to come back as title sponsors of that one for the December race. But yes, the Beef and a Smile race, crazy fast cars at iRacing Super Speedway, and a little bit of very, very slow in the middle of that as well. I think it's basically all the stock cars.
Yeah, it's basically all the stock cars. It's going to be nuts.
Yep. Absolute insanity. All right, brother. Well, thank you very much. We are very proud to be a partner of the TNT series, both Shock special events and all the other fun summer stuff that we're going to have coming up here as well. But with that, we will let Jason Owens go here, and we'll get ready to finalize our night of broadcast mediocrity here for the TNT Rock Block. This has been 12 weeks of madness, 3+ hours of racing here every Tuesday night. Looking forward to seeing that kind of scale back a little bit. Looks like the TNT series will be back January 18th. So outside of maybe some sprint cars on a Tuesday night, looks like, and at least that'll be until the clocks change. So 2021 Season 1, we're either going to have sprint cars or more likely sounds like we're going to have dirt racing leading in to the TNT events at 9 p.m. Cannot wait. Big blocks versus small blocks on the dirt, courtesy of our friends at Snydersville Raceway. This has been a lot of fun, but it is exhausting. With that, we are getting the heck out of here. For Connor Baldwin, as always, absolutely spectacular job on the cameras here tonight, brother. Your contribution does not go unnoticed. James Watson, my broadcast partner for Bolt and everybody else here at the National Racing Network. My name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you tonight. We will talk to you all tomorrow night for TNT Special Events.